I want to make a game. I don't know what it'd be about.
Do you even have the money to make a game?
Computer. Do you really think I'd make a game without any money? I mean, of course I have some. Oh. I mean, I guess that's what college does to you.
Looks like you got nothing.
Well, shit! I mean, I don't know what to make without any money. I don't even know where to get the money.
I know a place.
Kickstarter. Oh yeah, Kickstarter, where people beg for money, and when they get the money, they'll almost never fulfill their promise. And it also houses like 1 billion indie games. You see, indie games come in many shapes and sizes. Some are great and were made with little cash, while others are made with big boy bucks and suck. You see, most of the time when people want to make a game, they go to the land where people can donate money with no questions asked. Kickstarter. You see, Kickstarter is a crowdfunding site, kind of like Patreon, but unlike Patreon, Kickstarter is used for one big project instead of a monthly subscription of multiple projects. These can include household objects, films, hilarious-looking inventions, and even the holy grail of being blamed for violence, video games. You see, Kickstarter is a great place to kickstart your project. That's why it's called Kickstarter. Oh my god. I'm just fucking noticing that. You see, Kickstarter is a great place to go and kickstart your project, make it into a feasible thing, and for many, it works out pretty well. So let's go over and explain why it works out so well for them. I think a good place to start out is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is a fairly recent one. It was put on Kickstarter on May 11th, 2015, and it was successfully funded by June 12th, 2015. That's literally a month later. Bloodstained takes a note from Castlevania, being, well, a Castlevania-inspired game. So much so that they released an 8-bit prequel for backers, but now I think it's $10 on Steam. And from what I've heard, it's pretty good. Bloodstained works well because Castlevania has been dormant as of recent. There hasn't really been a new traditional Castlevania game in such a long time. The last good one was Symphony of the Night, and so fans have been a little bit thirsty for a good Castlevania game. We've been in a drought for a while, and I'll take what I can get. So what more would you want from something like this? It's literally a Castlevania game just without the name Castlevania. I personally have more interest in the prequel, but I will definitely check out the main game too, because from what I've seen, oh, it's gonna be good. Another game that looks good is Jacory, A Colorful Tale. I really hope I'm pronouncing that game right. Now, this game isn't out yet. It could honestly still be a flop, but you can't say that there's not effort or a unique style put into it. According to Kickstarter, this is an adventure game filled with art, puzzles, and a dog with a paintbrush. I mean, what more would you want? You can draw on anything, manipulate the environment with paint to solve puzzles, and it looks like you have a ton of collectibles to, collect. It just seems like a buttload of fun. It's way past its goal, but a little extra can go a long way in helping with the quality distribution and little extras that they can add to the game. And the only reason why I'm highlighting this game is because the creators of Celeste are working on this shiz, and that game is just a work of art in and of itself. But I think a more well-known Kickstarter success tale comes from a little character with the hat on its head. Yeah, that's right. Hat in Time. This is a dumb joke. Remember how great Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie were? Well, this is basically that, just in a modern age. Hat in Time was put on Kickstarter on May 29th, 2013, only to be fully funded in one day. From there, the team achieved over $200,000 in funds when originally asking for $30,000. Gears for Breakfast didn't let that funding go to waste. This game is full of polish, is fucking fun, and it's just simply cute. The game even got free DLC that included co-op and paid DLC that included online features. The game is still being worked on to this day in terms of updates and mod support. Yeah, this game has Steam Workshop support, and it's pretty jammin' with mods. Pretty jammin'. Yeah, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. It's pretty jammin' with mod support. Why did I write that? Gears for Breakfast clearly have love for not only the game that they've made, but the community that supports them, retweeting things like fan art on their Twitter, and always keeping the community up to date on development. It's clear that the team at Gears for Breakfast has a passion in game development, and whatever they strive for next will most likely be great. But what if I want my Kickstarter success person from a video game to be in Smash Brothers? That's fucking real? Undertale was very successful, and for a good reason. Undertale was launched on Kickstarter on June 24th, 2013, and it was fully funded on that same day. Undertale took the RPG genre and made it have consequences. If you're nice to people, you'll make friends. If you murder people, you'll get dunked on. If you go in between, you'll get like a little, like a half-seas, It's like not too good, but it's like not that bad either. Now, the great thing about Undertale is how fucking good the story is, alright? It's just fucking, it's like spaghetti and meatballs. If you go pacifist, you meet a bunch of wacky characters that are reluctant to be your friend at first, but warm warm up to you, and you'll slowly get to learn more and more about them as the game continues. But a big factor in Undertale is choice. You can make friends, or you can just kill everybody. Weirdly enough, both sides don't act like a traditional RPG, with enemies literally sparing you or taking your mercy away. It's a unique game that has given us a skeleton that talks in Comic Sans in Super Smash Bros. Think about that. Just what? Wow, Kickstarter is such a great place for people to finally get their games out there and receive the right budget to make it good. I mean, I can't see anything being bad with genius like this. If it's Spider-Man in a suit that's way too tight for him, don't worry, I've seen it. I've been to Comic-Con. Oh! I see it now. So, Kickstarter is a great place to get your game funded, but you gotta make sure that the game is, good. A well-known example of this is the legendary Mighty Number 9, and by legendary, and by legendary, I mean it's a fucking crock of shit. Mighty Number 9 didn't really need to be as bad as it was. The original creator of Mega Man was like, hey, we can make a new Mega Man game because Capcom won't let us, so let's go. It's me, a Mega Man creator. It was launched on August 31st, 2013 and funded on September 3rd, 2019, but backing up didn't stop there because this project made over $3 million. Wow, with that amount of money, you can make a game that's better than some AAA titles. And thankfully, Mighty Number 9 is just, it's fucking awful. I can't even make a joke. I die a little every time I see it. The game had multiple problems. I mean, one thing is that the game looks like it should be on the PS2. This is more within the animation quality and overall look of the game. Characters are lifeless and dialogue scenes just look lazy. Constant frame drops, slow down, and this is coming from a game that was delayed numerous of times, so it begs the question, what the fuck happened? I truly want to dissect this piece of shit just to see what went wrong, but that takes time out of my day and I have important things to do. Dude, get out, I'm busy. Hey, remember when old Banjo developers got together and made a successor to Banjo-Kazooie? Cause neither do I, but it fucking exists. Yooka-Laylee was launched on Kickstarter on May 1st, 2015, and within 40 fucking minutes it was funded. People were hyped. A game similar to Banjo-Kazooie hadn't been out yet, and to have the people who made those games originally to take another crack at it just seemed like a good recipe for the best sex to have with a video game. Yeah, I know what I said. Weirdly enough, Yooka-Laylee didn't hold up to the originals, which isn't surprising, but the game didn't take on a status like a Hat in Time, and that's because the game lacks character. Its main characters are boring, and the ones that fill the world aren't too lively either. That was one thing Banjo-Kazooie was good at, filling the world with interesting characters and having them, have personalities. But sometimes it's not a game that fails and flops to the nothing abyss. Sometimes people want to revolutionize the way we play those games. And one of the most notorious failures of a Kickstarter console was, of course, the Ouya. I don't own it, because why would I ever own that thing? It is in the digital world. And look at that, it's floating from my hands because I'm aware of editing. Ouya was launched on Kickstarter on July 10th, 2012, funded a day later, and would even eventually reach a goal of over $8 million fucking dollars! Dude! With that kind of money, you can produce the best gaming machine on the planet, but you know what they made? A small little cube that plays smartphone games. And presto, where's my $8 million? Watching this Kickstarter video kinda shows why the Ouya failed. They made promises they couldn't really keep and acted like this was the way for game developers to make their games on consoles. In reality, while you could develop games for the Ouya, as each Ouya also counted as a development kit, you would need to stick to the limitations of the smartphone. And in 2012, you weren't gaming big boy titles on your tiny brick you called a cell phone. They're also a contender for the world's stupidest fucking controller, and in the video they're acting like it's this revolutionary thing that they made. So yeah, Kickstarter is a place to get your project up and running, but really when it comes down to it, is it really so great for that? Dude, there's just so much on Kickstarter, and most of the time it's people scamming other people. So when it comes to getting a video game funded, it's better to show that it is a feasible thing rather than a concept. The best example of this is Shovel Knight, because when that was on Kickstarter, you had a playable demo, unlike Mighty Number 9, where it was just a concept from a man who knew the material well. But just because you know the material doesn't mean you'll pass the test. So after all of that, I think I finally know what my Kickstarter is going to be about. I'm going to be calling it Dog Buyer, and it includes a demo of what the dog I want to buy is. And now I will launch it, and boom. It was funded in less than 2 minutes.